Welcome everyone to Life of Giants, where we wear yellow shirts, and that's your fault. How's it going, Kyle? What's happening?
Oh, I'm definitely not typing somebody to somebody else.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing just before we started. Yeah, no, it's one of those days late. You know what? I really appreciate you, Cole. That's 2 days in a row. If anything, I'm just letting you know how it feels from this side. How about that? How about that, sir?
If it helps, I wasn't late. He just never he always starts the show at like 7:30, and it's supposed to be at 7, but I don't believe his shenanigans, and he's trying to gaslight me into thinking that it's now a 7 o'clock show.
He said it's in his calendar. Also, we had to coordinate our yellow shirts.
Yeah.
So that's all right. That's all right. It's we're doing a thing today. It's very exciting. There's things happening, and I don't know. I got a cold when Thursday, Friday, something like that, and it pretty much just decimated my entire body for a couple days. So that was fun.
Nice.
How's your weekend?
That's how I feel after my relationships.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah.
And they only take a few days in a week too. Anyways, yeah, it's funny. There's stuff I was going to tell you off the air, but here we are, on time.
Go fuck yourself, bro.
I like that we get called out late by like the one person that's here. Like,
I mean, that's a cranky Cole, late and gay.
So he signed in 2 different accounts.
You're a good man, sir. You're a good man.
About us. Right.
So, let me see here. What did I want to say?
I really hate the matching shirts.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I definitely do as well.
It makes me physically angry.
Yeah. It's also, I think it has to do with the yellow as well. Because that is also not shining color for me. But what can you do?
Yellow's a vibe. See, it's my vibe. You're stealing it.
No. Technically,
you
started. If I could, I would. But also, I'm pretty sure it was someone else who started burping at the start of every show. And
all right, okay.
Oh, today is about the shoe being on the other foot. How about that?
Okay,
all right.
All right.
God, I am. You know what? At the last second, we were having some technical difficulties yesterday for Generation Dan. And I was like, bro, honestly, I feel like shit. Let's just call it. We'll just do it next week. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Because I'm not up to it. Like, I'll push through, but I'm like, I'd rather be in bed. Right.
See, that's the funny thing, because I was gonna watch and I looked at it and I'm just like, you guys know that you like scheduled it the wrong week, and also it says 2 p.m. and it's now 2:30.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
it all happened at the last second. Kind of.
I was like,
you're waiting.
Is not my birthday anyway.
So yeah, fun times. Yeah, it's been a interesting weekend. I watched today, which was available on YouTube, where we are broadcasting this, was the what is it called? The something of Ungentlemanly Warfare, the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, with Henry Cavill and Alan Richardson and a few other people who I wasn't really sure of. One guy died in Dune. I remember he had quite a graphic death, but he got killed by Timothée Chalamet. So you're like, you weren't that good in the first place. That's honest.
Oh no, a guy I don't know was killed by another guy I don't know in a movie I didn't watch. To describe a movie I haven't watched, and
basically that's all the news. I've got you up to date on all the news. A guy you don't know killed another guy you don't know, and now they're angry and they're causing problems for everybody. There you go. I've gotten you up to date on world news.
That's the Middle East, isn't it?
I mean, at least for the last 3,000 years.
Yeah, the president of Iraq just fell out of the sky too. Anyways,
allegedly.
Oh, yeah, allegedly fell, but like dead.
Yeah.
You
know what?
Not that way is always going to be a mystery. But
so the hilarious part is we're at a point right now, and I think this is why I think what we're doing is important, and it's the same thing with like what we're doing with Cole and on Generation Dan. Like Generation Dan is about, hey, break those age barriers, talk with people who are older than you, talk with people who are younger than you, just to get a perspective. right?
Oh, there's a purpose to that show.
There is, yeah, absolutely. I just figured it out on the fly, but yeah,
yeah. No, okay,
we've been doing it for 147 shows, and that's exactly what we
you
thought about right from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Where and then here it's like, hey, we're trying to figure out ways to help become better for ourselves, right? Because one of the things that Kyle even mentioned too was like, I have a belief system, and then hey, it coincides with this thing. All right, let's check it out. So it's been working out quite well, and just trying to get better. Explaining pop culture to Kyle is like trying to explain geography to me. Okay, but also like talking about movies. Kyle's like, I haven't seen it. I'm like, how? Kyle's been in movies, hasn't seen movies. He's like, oh, I've been on tons of shows. Cool. Have you seen this show? No, I don't watch TV. And you're like, what? And the funny thing is, his TV's always on. Same show every time. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's the same episode every time, too. Which I'm like, I get that. I do.
I have I have been stuck on on the same episode of a show for days before, as I would turn it on and watch 5 minutes and then either get distracted or fall asleep. Yep. So it was just like always attached. See, okay, that really long episode of the bear with like the flashback episode, which is my most hated episode. I love the entire show. That episode I can't stand.
Yeah.
And that took me. I'm just like, I like the show. I got to get through this shit. Yeah. And it was just like, so that, but like, that's not that one. It was because I hit an episode I didn't like. Other things, I'm just whatever. The thing is, as a kid, I watched so much TV, and I'm just still watching the same stuff. Because I'm not happy now, but I wasn't happy then either. I just
and I've been to places point still stands. Yeah, well, look, you're American, right? So geography is not your strong point, so that's why it's still
Canada way down there. Anyways,
so
all those Mexicans coming across the Atlantic.
They come across the Arctic, sir. But no, well, this okay. So here it's about us trying to do better for ourselves, right? Because I think one of the big things in the universe is that people have lost the idea of having a belief system, not necessarily standing by their system, but they don't even have a belief system at all, right? Yeah. And like I was always under the impression or perspective that even children know what's right and what's wrong, right? Like babies will cry, dogs will shy away because they know they've done something. Like it's not like there's a lot there that we don't understand, but we still have to follow the rules by, right?
Well, I think the dog is programmed, and the kids, I feel there's got to be an ornate right and wrong, I believe, in there somewhere.
On some level, yeah.
To a degree. I don't think we've seen proof in the kids aren't racist until they're taught. So yeah, like
100%, yeah.
So yeah, like I was just thinking about it. I'm like, what if a kid did grow up and it was just like, because like, yeah, well, there's gotta be,
like, okay,
there's always influence. That's all I'm thinking. It's just like I'm overthinking. It's just like there's influence. So it's like it depends on your parents and your stuff. But I do believe that a child would probably be good if you didn't like fuck it up. Right?
Well, and this is the thing is like the only time that child will start to challenge those built-in go no goes is when he has to make a decision, or he or she has to make a decision. And that's based on survival traditionally, right? So like things you have to do to survive will push your moral code, right?
Yeah.
And or not. It'll either solidify it or push it. One of the two.
Okay. Right? Well, like, yeah, with the surge of OnlyFans, it really does yeah.
Bro, like the amount of like, let's put it this way, is the growth of online provocativeness, let's call it that, as an income or as a vocation, exploded. And it was like, I actually believe it's a series of events that essentially just because it slowly broke down the nuclear family, right? That's been under attack for 40 years, right? Since I was young.
40 years back, man. That's
right.
It's like
maybe even 50. Yeah, like from the 70s.
Like 70s, yeah, but that's like 50 years ago now, like 70s. But
So
yeah, like it's been yeah, because that was free love and all that shit, right? Drugs.
100%, right? So, but the thing is, like, it broke down the family unit. Because think about it this way: times get tough. What do? Call your folks. Be like, hey, I can't do with this. I need.
Well, you have different parents than me, but yes.
Also true. And, well, this is the thing, though, right? Think about it this way: is I've never questioned in my heart that if I was like, hey, mom, I have nowhere to stay. Can I come home? I have no question. It wouldn't matter who's there. If it was an emergency, she'd be like, of course. There would never be a question. Even if it was like, hey, I can't have you inside the house for whatever reason, but you can come park your car and you can sleep in the garage. It'll be fine. No, nothing's going to happen. Right. But like, she would make accommodations for me. I never questioned that. Right.
I gotta say that, like, yes, despite what I say and whatnot, it's like, obviously, even my current living situation, yeah, I was gonna be homeless, and I got a home because of that. So
yeah.
Like, when it's extreme, they come through.
Yeah, like, look, you don't want to use that because, like, you only have so many of those.
Oh, I'm beaten
Uno reverse
at this point.
That's true, but.
Well, no, like, okay, what I gain, I am sacrificing in mental health abundantly. So yeah, it's yeah.
Okay, so
I didn't have much left. So
OnlyFans was blowing up before the surge of inflation. Let's not pretend those hoes were pushed to the brink. So no, they weren't pushed to the brink, but they were.
Well, they were
given a choice at a very specific time, and it was like, well, you could have hard times and make hard choices.
Or the easiest choice and have like
show us your vagine and bobs. That's those were the
you're gonna sacrifice the family unit.
Well, realistically, and this is from and please, no one feel that it's me being negative towards that environment. It's more so that they have said that it literally has taken their soul and they can't do anything after that. And you're like, that's a real thing. And look, there's jobs that I've had where people are like, if you stick around too long, it will kill you. I've met people who were ladies of the night, and I'm like, no. And then they show me a picture, and I'm like, that's not you. They're like, that was me. And you're like, listen, a little powder, a little paint makes a girl what she ain't. People they're looking totally different, just for this thing, right? And then when they leave, it's a totally different lifestyle to conceal to give them anonymity. OnlyFans doesn't do that. The internet gives you no anonymity. As much as what people use it to rely on their anonymity of it, it doesn't, right? Only when it's with typing and stuff. Right?
Yeah, like, I don't like, but it's funny that, like, well, I don't know. We were just talking about change, but like, yeah, like, steal your soul. Like, I get that. No, because like one time I had to weigh in, like, I had to weigh in for a fight, and I was in a gymnasium full of like a bunch of people, like, in my underwear.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it was uncomfortable at the very best. I liked that very little while I was.
Hey, and we've been walking, carrying stuff, and he mooned me. He had he did not give a shit. So just so you know, but in his underwear, there was a whole issue. So just so you know.
Yeah, but I was wearing, okay, well, my pants were falling down. But like, one was more choice and one was more forced.
One was opportunity. One was
yeah.
Same reason strippers have stripper names, but you're right. OnlyFans kind of takes it really well.
To a degree. I've had my uncle, okay, my cousin works in film too. So my uncle's been on a movie set, and he was standing like right beside like a Skarsgård or somebody. And he's like, he didn't even know until his son told him. He's like, yeah, he's like, fuck, they don't really look the same in person. And same with models and all that stuff. Like, have you ever watched like Top Model or any of that shit? Because you have a girlfriend or a wife that watches it, and clearly that's the only reason I watched it.
Of course, 100%.
You gotta, I'm a man. Anyways,
yeah. But, man. Yeah.
But like, that being said, it's a bunch of pretty girls trying to be models. But like, they're not like special.
Look,
It's all like some of them, and usually models. It's funny because it's like a lot of the time either they're just like the stature, or it's like they look weird enough that they make really cool photos.
yeah,
Like, so it's funny because I'll say like the last two I've talked about. I'm like dating models, which to me is kind of a joke,
it's
but other
not.
people
Yeah,
think it's pretentious. But I think I'm like, fuck, I've modeled. Like, I don't think it's like it's not some great standard, and it's. I also think it's like I know there's a Sex in the City thing, and it's like really early because I've seen like 2 episodes, and it was yeah, there's a dude who only dates a modelizer, so they like have it, and they like the women who wouldn't eat at the table and shit because they're models, they just push around their food or something. Like it's like
yeah,
that's not something I've experienced, but like it's so it's just like it's just like a joke to me. But like they're
yeah,
great people, and yes, they did some modeling and stuff. But like it's like the very least important thing about them. It was just I always think it's funny to me, but
yeah.
it's means different things for other people, and I don't give a shit what people think about me if I haven't proven that online. So like so I say the inappropriate things, see reactions, but like people don't understand. But it just makes me look like a dick, and I'm just it's funny. Yeah, it's more of a character. So like,
But that's that. See, that's the thing is though, when you say a model, people assume, oh, runway, high fashion. You're like, oh, that's a tiny,
oh
tiny
yeah,
sliver of that universe. Like essentially, those are the billionaires of the business world. Like so. People who are like, I worked on Bay Street, they didn't work on Bay Street. Okay. There's like 4 guys who work on Bay Street that are actually gajillionaires. Everybody else is just a loser pretending. Okay. Who's up to their eyeballs in Range Rover payments and wearing those gay vests and stuff. And they're like, I'm a trader. You're like, you're just a loser. You're pretending. Get the fuck out of here.
also by Bay Street, it's Canada's Wall Street. So or
Yeah, just so people know.
just so
So you,
people know,
yeah,
because for our one American viewer.
for on all 3 of his accounts.
Well, our one viewer who happens to be American.
Yeah.
Let's not confuse that there are others from other places.
Also, okay, so me and the ex used to do porn, but not to post, just because she'd do waking. So it's interesting when it's a performance. People will. It's easier to get people out of that mindset of, oh, how are you gonna? Oh no, I'm performing for the camera. Is not the same, right? Which you're like, that's insane. But like, and to Cole's point when we were saying about like women weren't put or OnlyFans people weren't pushed to OnlyFans, it's like, yeah, but if there was a bigger market for men to be on OnlyFans, they would go. Like, there's no.
I'm going to tell you a small fact I learned from him. The men do make more
on OnlyFans.
Yeah. But, well, they're not performing for women.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the problem is you have to care. You have to not care who's on the other side of the camera too. And
I don't
I think I'd do good as I walked into a gay bar before, and I'm pretty sure I'm okay. But
I too have. So I'd be in the first wave of men OnlyFans, like 100%. But let's be very clear. Like, what was it? DJ Khaled did a cooking show on OnlyFans, which you're like, what are you talking about? Like, that is absolutely mental. Number one, he's DJ Khaled. Why is he cooking? Let's like, has DJ Khaled hit on hard times? Listen, DJ Khaled's going to be on Hammered and Cheese tomorrow. He's hit hard times. This is his one shot. That's all we're giving. But yeah.
No, but OnlyFans is it is technically another social media platform. Like
100%.
it's weird. Like I saw like Diego Sanchez, who's a fighter, he's on there. And like so he puts on training videos and there's others, there's other stuff. It is obviously it's predominantly like it's never gonna not be what it is, but it has been used for other things, which is just kind of like I'm like, good for you, but like also weird because it's like keeping up with the ones that are just like, that are politically correct.
Yeah.
Like it's already a pain in the ass posting on all those platforms. You're just throwing in another one that's like a little more jaded too. It's weird though.
Well, remember there was the thing with Tumblr, how Tumblr was like, oh, we're gonna remove all the pornography, and everyone was like, you don't have anything left, bro. Like that's it. It's gone. Like, and then
I've never used it, so I have no idea.
I did for a while. Like sometimes I had funny shit, and then sometimes I had good naked pictures. But then it was just like, This is just weird. It just got weird. What's up, Joey? I want to talk to you guys about me visiting Toronto. What shows do you guys have coming up? I mean, I can get you on shows. I have a Sunday show that is open that I can get you on. I'm allowed to host whenever I want. So
I could probably I'll go through Dino.
yeah, we can get you
more lately.
Yeah, I know a show on Wednesday that does improv you might be able to go to, but like Joey, you have to have a set. You actually have to. The one that's on Sundays, you'll be fine. You can just go up there and talk. You'll be fine.
I've done that a few times.
yeah. I just go up there and just do whatever I want. Yeah, I just want to see you guys, not necessarily me. And also, how was the party? Wasn't able to make it on the weekend, Joey, but how was the festivities in the show that you had? I hope everything went well. But yeah, no, we'll make arrangements. We'll see what we can do to have you up here.
Now that Joey's proven he can get across the border.
I know, right? Which we got to call down there and be like, hey, don't let Joey in again. What the hell?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Hilariously, in 2002, I went to the border with Victoria. They let us through, and I was like, it might have been 2000. Yeah, 2002. I think it was 2002. We went across the border. We went to Buffalo. We went and grabbed food and came back. And I was like, hey, since I can drive by, I'm going to drive back next week and go to a few shows. And Victoria's like, great. I get to the border. They didn't let me through. And I'm like, and I had the same border guard as I did. What? I was like, bro, it was me. We had a conversation. We made jokes. It was great. He's like, I don't trust you. And I'm like, what?
Just because he just didn't want to?
Well, for other reasons. But anyways, he was like, oh, your documentation isn't up to date. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Attendance was suboptimal, but we did have us. Hey, that's what matters most.
Yeah, we missed that. That's funny because I didn't even know.
Yeah, no, that would have been good. It would have been good if we could drive there. Like, I'm still sick, Joey, so there's no way it would have. Yeah. Not only because of life, but the universe was against it. So I blame you, Joey. Let's be honest.
Did you just call him God? Yeah.
No. What was I gonna say? Yeah. That's why, like, this is definitely something where I'm like, I like the idea of exploring the moral conundrum of life, and that's where like the stoicism and everything kind of really plays in. I know we've meant to talk about the other 5 things that we were talking about last week, but this is a much better conversation. We will.
No, I'm fine with like whatever. I like a few minutes. I'm like, this is just what we're doing, right? Because
that's fine.
Like I'm okay with it. I just
what was the other one? But yeah, and then tomorrow, right? We have Hammered and Cheese, which I'm like, Hammered and Cheese is definitely about taking back our ability to provide for ourselves, right? Like to being able to cook, I think is a huge important. Like, you know how to cook. I know how to cook. Cole knows to cook. None of us look like we should be anywhere in a kitchen. Let's be honest. Like, not one of us. We should definitely be around a dish pit. No question there. Like, that's definitely, or
I'm gonna say the butcher. Not me. I took but in culinary school, there's a butcher. Like, you take a butcher class.
Yeah.
And he looked a lot like you. I think he was German though.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
But he had like, no, dude, this guy was like, oh, well, you season a hamburger, right? And then you pull off a little bit and you cook it. But he just takes it raw, eats it. He's like, yeah, the seasoning's on. And I'm just like, fuck me. Like, raw hamburger. But like, dude's, it wasn't his first.
No. Yeah. Well, that's because even taking back the kitchen from women where we belong. I mean, listen. The house husband is the new era for men. And if women don't want to be okay with it, it's going to be their problem.
Right? No, but I don't even, okay. I've thought about I was talking to Dino about this with the women in the kitchen thing. It's like women belong in the kitchen. It's just like, okay, I'm now watching like 2 different women on TikTok, like cooking and making stuff. And I'm just like, it's fucking hot as hell. And I'm just like, I think we just want you there because we like watching you there. Like, it has nothing to do with the work. It's just like, it's sexy as fuck when they're cooking.
100%.
Like, yeah. I don't even care about the results.
There's no. I don't lie to you and be like, this is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. 100%.
Like it was when I was.
They're also both smoke shows. Like, let's be honest.
Oh, well, yeah, but I assume if I end up stealing the deal and have one in my kitchen, she also is going to be a smoke show. She will get me across the border as well, Sarah, because clearly we cannot do it alone.
No, clearly not.
Yeah.
Mind you, if you and I went up to the border, I'd pull us over immediately. Be like, oh, no, building. Go to the building.
There's like, yeah. Like, so
go to the building, just drop your pants. Leave your pants in the car. Fine. We're gonna,
Yeah, it's probably not. But we're
probably
gonna have to do that eventually.
I mean, it'll be fun. It'll be an adventure.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Just the women cooking in the kitchen. Yeah, no, it's as hot as hell. And, yeah, they are sexy women, and but I assume mine would be too. And yeah.
But that's the thing is that we have talked about how the boundaries of status, education, income, gender, ability, all those things are getting broken down. But the ramifications of those things broken down are twofold, right? Because now we're seeing the rise of things like the house husband. And people are like, oh, that's horrible. You're like, why? Explain to me why it's horrible. And then they're like, I don't know. And you're like, you can't have equality without equality. That otherwise you're just being a dick. Right.
But like, I don't think, no, but it's interesting you say that, but I've seen such a shift.
Yeah.
I feel like the Tom Brady roast was a shift, like a huge shift in culture these days. Like,
I hope so.
No, like, I don't know. I don't know if you realize, like, I feel it in the air. It's like, no, the family unit is pissed and we're taking it back. I used to be liberal. I've always been fairly moderate. I'm leaning more.
Look at him. He's got a ponytail like a hippie. Of course.
Yeah, but I feel like I've been cured. Like, it's gotten fucking ridiculous out there. I can't they have an agenda.
I'll tell you, Gabe, I'm a giant person. He's a miniature giant. Let's start there. Go on.
It's called Life of Giants. We are giants. This is our lives.
Yeah.
And we just talk about other giant figures such as Marcus Aurelius and
our wieners.
And Epictetus and what is the one with the fuck? I was thinking about the joke one. Mediocrities.
Mediocrities.
Yeah.
Good enough. Mediocrity. 100%.
Not just good enough.
There you go, Gabe. Now you know, Gabe. Thanks for
but like I felt like okay, and look at the popular comedians like Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
Like Russell Peters has never really dropped off. There's and like Dave Chappelle, who doesn't even do comedy ups anymore, but he does just gets on stage and says shit he believes, which is like very right leaning.
Yeah.
Sorry. And like we're just enough of them. It's society has had enough of this bullshit. What is a woman? What is a man? Oh, women should be paid equally, even though they bring in absolutely no income and are being supported by NBA welfare, but they should be making $20 million for no fucking reason. No, we're done listening to stupid. Yeah. Let's get back to business.
Well, that's the thing is, look, being kind to your fellow community is a good thing. Right. And that would be a liberal concept that, the sign of community and but that's not what's happened. Right. Is essentially it became immediately every person for themselves. And it was like, hold on, we all signed up to be a community. And now you're like, I will stab you for toilet paper. And you're like, okay, well, I'm not doing that. So, right.
No,
essentially, we've all been radicalized and I'm game.
No, but like it's just so I don't know. Like I've seen it physically. I don't think like from the fucking kicker's stupid little speech, which was like whatever. Like
hilarious.
Like the fact I only like some of it. I feel like is okay, but like I don't even agree with all of it. I thought it was funny how much hate he got. And
I love it. It's hilarious.
But it's the love that he got, which is proving the shift.
Yeah. Wow. So I never signed up to be a community, sir. Cole, I've seen you. You're pretty fat. You are a community. So
amongst himself, and that's how he likes it.
We used to be a large community. Now I'm just a community. But this is the thing is the same thing happened. I'm not sure. So as we were discussing earlier, Kyle doesn't it's almost like he's in a pocket of time. He doesn't experience this what's happening everywhere else. But so some things, yes, Tom Brady roast, absolutely. There was also the Met Gala where a influencer who's exceptionally popular was dressed up like Marie Antoinette and said in a reel, "Let them eat cake," and people lost their mind because so now the Met Gala, which is a charity fundraiser, okay, raises millions of dollars, okay.
Yeah, but for what? For like,
It doesn't go to a charity, bro. It goes to the Met Gala. You're like,
okay.
what are you talking about?
Okay, yeah, the Met, yeah.
Relax, Buddha.
Relax, nice.
I mean, that's
hey, he just went from large community to fucking religious leader. So I'm like,
I look like
respectable one because Buddha.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
Buddha's your dude. He kind of sat there and let shit happen.
I mean, that's definitely how I like to do things. But yeah, like it's a weird.
Well, there was also a $20,000 purse that was really a ice block that she carried around while it melted. So yeah,
like at some point, I really feel like half these people, you're like, what planet are you on? Like you can't actually think like this. But that's people are being radicalized every which way as possible because it's not just that there are more dumb people. The band is growing, so we have exceptionally smart, but we're also having the same level of stupid. And the problem is there's a lot more people on the stupid side. Right?
Yes,
it's just terrifying.
Two things. First off, I don't really have a problem with the Met Gala. The let them eat cake was probably ill-timed, especially with our food prices and whatnot. I do feel like that, like, yeah, like, and it's not like the celebrities are paying for this shit, you know, like the 20,000, like it's all donated, like, and if they do pay for it, it does go to the Met, which is it does hold historical paintings and whatnot, like it has purpose.
It's what's the cup game? Like its money is just moving around from in circles. Like it's not.
Like
it's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's
like look,
if you is the other, but
yeah, like, that's what I was thinking about. Yeah, so like, if you start doing some research, people, and just feel free to do this, is start looking into the idea of artwork being sold internationally and how that works. So like, take a piece of artwork and follow its purchase and sale over its entire lifetime, and I'm telling you, you will be immediately enraged because you're just going, well, how and if you just track like who's appraising it, when it gets appraised, why it got appraised, then why did it get sold, who it got sold to, where did it transfer to, and like how it travels around, you're like, it's because you got to remember is that we're seeing so much, especially like right now, where our thoughts and prayers to the helicopter that crashed in Iran. Interestingly enough, it randomly malfunctioned and fell to the ground, and the head of Iran just was in it. That could have happened to anyone, right?
Was it Iran?
Yeah. Which you're like, Iran. Yeah, that is. I thought it was Iran, but either way, hey, Iran or Iraq, neither one is a good thing.
No, you were correct.
Iran. Okay.
Sorry.
So that whole thing, you're like, bro, right now, people are just doing whatever they want. And that is randomly. Yeah. Just random safety check didn't happen. That's fine. Yeah. And the guy who did it
always check the helicopter of the president.
I don't know about you guys, but the Met Gala needed to understand that peak fashion was in the mid-90s with JNCO baggy jeans, Ting Yang necklace, Oakley sunglasses, and Echo t-shirts. I mean, and it had to be like a really tight t-shirt with really big baggy jeans. Like
but I do have this feeling of like, okay, I don't.
Something happened. Something happened.
But are we talking? No, I was moving. Okay, he's talking again.
Randomly, they just so happen to be waging a war against them. You shall not be. Yeah, exactly. You know?
Oh, I was thinking. Okay, the last decade and a half.
Yeah.
Like our clothing patterns are fairly like you look back at it and it will be like I'm like I don't think we'll be that embarrassed
for the last 15 years.
Like if you think about it, I'm like I feel like we've established a norm because if you went back to like the 80s, the tie-dye shit and ridiculous hair, teased hair, all that stuff, fucking ridiculous. 90s was like grunge. We could be a little bit like, so there's like, and there was some weird hip hop shit, and really the 90s is half the 80s anyways. But then beyond that, so it's like the last 20 or so, we kind of got a little like, oh, t-shirt, jeans. Like, are we ever going to look back at that and be like, that's retarded? But like,
I mean,
so I feel
the only thing I can think of is the informalness of jeans and t-shirts.
Yeah, that's
the
why
only
like we're due to like come back to some like uncomfortable but like weird shit, and I'm in. Like and it's funny because it's just like, great, I'm conservative, I'm gonna be like crazy.
Yeah, hope about those super expensive rompers. I mean, it's gonna happen.
It's always gonna be a little ridiculous. Like the only thing that's ridiculous now is all the men are wearing dresses and the women are wearing pants, and they think that they're not what they are. But before we get into that, we're not going to get into that ever. So,
I mean, we can, because high heels were originally for men.
Really?
So, yeah, women appropriated men's culture. That's what happened.
Yeah,
that's just science. Trust the science, people.
Well, we technically created bras and all their other shit too. So, like, whatever.
Created by a woman? Absolutely not.
No.
Perfected by men.
I don't even want to say anymore.
Fine.
I have a career to worry about. I have an audition tomorrow.
Congratulations.
It's the same one that you knew about 5 days ago. It's just I have a deadline of Wednesday, and my hair is normal again, and I'm not spraying poisons during the day. So like things have come down a bit.
Those are two positive directions.
It's been a lot. It's been a weekend, and yeah. So I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But like fashion, whoop. I like I'm trying to get a kilt, and holy fuck, man. Anyways.
Oh yeah, that's expensive.
I've never knew but kilts can go for $700. I'm like, fuck off.
And that's not a good one. That's a decent one. Like it's a
No, I'm not. No, I want like a shit one. But I'm gonna
get a shit one.
I'm gonna get I'm gonna get the one I can afford, which is not gonna be good.
Technically, all you have to do is buy material and then just fold it the right way. It's not. Are you auditioning as a main actor or as a extra or background?
No, you don't audition for background, but it's a commercial. I don't think I have lines, but it's silent on camera, so that means it's like you're still principal though.
He's just gonna go.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Well, I'm not gonna give it away. So. But
eye contact is that's the part. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's I don't think that there's no lines on this one, so it's different for me. But
why aren't we all on Twitter? I tried to sign up my own Twitter on there and it didn't work. So I was going to ask Cole if he wanted to use his Twitter for this show.
Yeah, it took me like I tried before the first time when I was signing up to yours, Cole, and it took me like I didn't achieve it. Like I'm like I don't know my password. Like I don't know password.
Yeah.
All fucking saved shit. And now that you can save when you switch phones, it all goes with it. It's like, why do I need to remember anything?
If you don't have any lines, will you still? I think you get a payout, and they could just use it indefinitely, right?
Well, I get buyouts, but then I get a yearly buyout if they keep using it. It's a commercial.
Oh, so it's an annual thing. Okay,
it would be annual, but like there's a possibility for if they like it a lot, they'll upfront buy 2.
Oh yeah,
it's in my contract, but but it's up to them, and it's
because I think Cole, your Twitter has been quite beneficial for streaming, so I think we'll do that, and then as well, we're gonna try and do some more of all sorts of stuff. So
if I can sign it to your thing again, then I can probably figure it out. But I felt like very time constrainty before. And,
yeah.
Like this is also why I wanted my own, but I can't like afford fucking food really. So I don't think a StreamYard account is really my first price. But
it's not your priority. 8 concurrent viewers, nice. Everyone comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you very much, Cole.
Oh, we must be on fucking something here. Anyways.
I mean, well, yeah, some things amiss.
It's the yellow shirts.
It's the yellow shirts. The yellow shirts do it. The yellow on blue. We are Sonic people, apparently. That's fine. Yeah. But no, it's like, look, this has been hands down one of the weirdest changes. Atlas Twitter was blowing up on Last Minute History too. Was it really? Oh, sweet.
I have
Maybe we'll
like
do-
I have a few, like I think I have like 50 to 70 followers on Twitter, and I'm gonna tell you that's miraculous for like the amount I use Twitter. Like that's actually like
I like these Cole and Atlas use Twitter a lot.
yeah,
I don't. And what ended up happening was they kept on posting stuff. So I would repost it. And now I just don't bother. I'm like, I just hate it. I hate Twitter. It's the worst. And I'm
Yeah.
like, not like I like going through Twitter. I maxed out at I post on YouTube, Instagram, and Instagram by way of Facebook by way of Instagram.
Yeah.
And then TikTok. I'm like, those three. I'm like, that's it. I'm maxed out. I can't do anymore. It's just
yeah,
too much.
like
Overwhelming.
I do YouTube but like Twitter, no, like I've gone like I've had popular posts like twice, like viral. I don't know, but like it's just like at one time it was just the Jake Paul thing.
Yeah,
and it was like Jake Paul's next fight, and it was like the oldest man in the world, and I said too young. And I got like, it had like 900, like I had like 1,000 likes or some shit, like hearts. So I got followers and shit for like something that said too young. And another time it was, okay, they showed all the chips and snacks like that the States don't have, like ketchup, chips, dill, and hickory sticks and stuff like that. And I said, and all I said was, and you guys say you have freedom. And that, and I got like, fuck, a writer from a TV show started following me. I'm like, fuck, this is my chance. And then nothing ever happened with that. Of course, it was a lesbian TV show, but not really, but like kind of.
They probably stole your joke.
No, it was Winona Earp. So it's like a Western cool chick, but she's like, they made her gay, and sure, whatever, I don't care. But it's not like about her. Just it's not a gay cowboy show. She had other purpose and happened to be gay. Which I like to
just being a cowboy, I think.
No, but that's fine. And I just wanted to specify that it wasn't just like these shows nowadays. It's just like I'm queer and that's the show, but I'll do stuff. But like other shows actually like do stuff, and then like there's a gay guy. Okay, who cares?
Those are the only shows I can't watch. You're like, oh, it's just about me being gay. You're like,
no, I don't care.
That's ridiculous. That's not a. That's anyone who listen. Anyone who uses their sexuality as their entire identity, I have no purpose for you. I'm sorry, you have no personality. You're not a real person.
One purpose for those women and one purpose alone.
I mean,
it's a different viewing. It's more of a behind the scenes.
You can mostly find them on Twitter. Just an FYI.
Also true. Also true.
I love how Cole's like boomer. I'm like, bro, you overestimate how much wealth I have. I'll tell you right now. Yeah.
He just didn't come to your town, which is like Cleveland, because he didn't have the money to get to Cleveland. So let's calm it down a bit. All right.
Yeah.
I can't afford to get to Dino, but we can meet in a mid location like Detroit or whatever.
If I pick him up, we can go.
Yeah.
That was the other thing I was thinking of is like, because like I can do the bus ride to Cleveland. I don't like doing the bus ride to Cleveland, but I can do it. But I could no problem do a bus ride to Buffalo. Then we could do it's a 3-hour drive back to Cleveland from there. But I identify as Taylor Swift. My bank account does not agree with me. I mean, bro, let's be honest. Bank account, my bank account, my hairline, my waistline, none of it agrees. It's just my fashion sense, maybe a little bit. I like short skirts. That's it. Now that my legs are nice and hairy, I'm open to short skirts.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I also like. So being sick, like, and also the weather has started to get warm, which has been fantastic. Let's be honest. Is at the same time, like I've been sweating and I'm just like, oh, it's so hot. Why is it so hot? Oh, right, because it's almost summer. Gotcha. That's yeah.
See, I identify as Travis Kelce, and my bed doesn't look really right. Anyways, go on.
You calm down. The first billionaire grew up and raised his kids in Cleveland back when $1 million was fuck you money. There's so many sneaky one. Oh, 100%. So last time I was there,
Anyways, go.
Cole took me to a graveyard. That was there. Is it a graveyard or a cemetery? Which one is attached to a church?
I guess that would be a cemetery.
Is it? Okay. So, because one is consecrated, one's not.
I never knew there was a difference.
Yeah, one is consecrated, one is not. Hold on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so we have somewhere to go? Yeah. Oh,
Very...
I thought it was all consecrated.
No. So, the term graveyard is often used interchangeably with cemetery, but a graveyard primarily refers to a burial ground within a churchyard. So a graveyard is consecrated. A cemetery is not.
See how we fancied that bitch up? I thought we were churchgoers.
Okay, so Lakeview Cemetery. So yeah, so we went around and we found Rockefeller's tombstone, which is awesome. But like we saw other families where you're going, it's all family names that you're like, that's familiar, but not. Like you're like, I've seen it places, but not in the news, not in tabloids, but I've seen it before. And like that's the real kicker. Like, see, people don't understand this is that
it's Vanguard.
Well, people who have real wealth do not want to be known.
Yeah.
That is not. Like, if anything, they will pay to not be known, right? So, today I learned a cemetery and grave are different. I also never remember the difference between jail and prison.
Jail is in a police station, and prison is where they send you eventually.
Yeah. Prison is where, like, everyone comes out jaded. You know, jail could have just been the drunk tank. You know, right?
Sexually ambiguous, anyways.
Jail, whoops. Prison is fuck. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
That's actually
that's
very
spot on. That's how you break it down.
Oops.
Yeah. Which, like, I feel like is definitely how you know, jail. Okay, yeah, jail. Jail. It's gonna be. You'll cry about it.
Jail's a solid weekend. Prison's a bad life choice.
Prison is you're gonna have some not good stories.
Yeah. That's
you should mind your own business. You know.
Yeah. You're gonna experience sexual things that you never wanted.
Non-consensual. Probably that. That's jail might be non-consensual too, but then you know.
Yeah, that's a little different. It's harder to people are closer that might still give a shit.
Jail is like the free trial.
Yeah.
It's nice. Everything's fine. There's
it's
a great experience, and then you go to prison. You're like, nah.
Yeah, it costs you like half as much and shit.
Yeah, it's great. It's one of those things. But this is the whole thing. Is like we're going through. I definitely agree with you that there has been a shift of a shift that has significant ramifications that we're going to see this year. You know.
Yeah, there's
I deserved it. Jail is like a timeout, but like for the public.
Yeah. No, but I'm just so on to their games and their bullshit. It's just like you can't even have an argument, and if anybody disagrees with you, you just call them racist or homophobic. Like that's not an answer. That doesn't solve things. And you don't win because of that either. And I'm a lot less afraid of like that being attached to me. Like I don't care.
So let's be honest though, like that's the real crux of this has been like over the last
shame it. Anyways,
10 years maybe that like things have gotten so heinous when it comes to conspiracy theories and everything. And then you're going, oh, they're also being proven completely right.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Like that has been a significant runaway train that I don't think any of us really expected to happen.
Well,
right? Like not to this degree, at least.
But think about it, dude. Like our world, like our shut up. Anyways. Take a look at this shit. Anyways, going to private chat, so I don't see anything. It's interrupting me. No, like The CIA killed JFK. Like, but like dude,
Yeah.
our rent is so high, our food costs are so high, our pay is so low. Like our standard of life apparently hasn't even bottomed out at what they expect.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, guys, just to let you know, aliens do exist. Nobody batted a fucking eye. Like
Nothing.
nobody even cared and I heard this thing. I don't like here's a conspiracy that it's not gonna take very long before we're walking down the street with known aliens and it's not a thing. Which is insane because we're still trying to like figure out racism apparently. The problem is we tried to end racism where we were just like in our best relationships with ourselves. It's those southern racists that really fuck things up. Anyways.
Yeah, well, they got a little too rambunctious and they went too far, like always. I'm waiting for the validation of lizard people. I mean, well, so there was that thing where they're like, oh, there's a disease and you'll see people's faces are different. And you're like, what are you talking about? And they're like, and you're like, yeah, it's a normal thing. And you're like, no, it isn't. And everyone looked like a lizard people. And you're just going, listen, there is some heinous shit, but also too, like, we are at peak body modifications and things like we are definitely seeing the end of an entire culture, right? Because like if you it is civilization, you're right. But it's the idea behind that being that like after all is said and done, we're sitting in a situation that we can't like like when you look back, like, so if you watch the movie 300, right, and you look at some of the court people, so like there was an executioner and prostitutes and all that kind of stuff that were in the court, all of them had body modifications and stuff like that. Like the executioner, he had no arms, he had knife hands, and you're like, yeah, people do weird shit. And now like there's this huge popularity of people who don't look traditional, let's call it, and that's what everyone wants to see. And you're going, that's weird, but
that's interesting. I never really considered those because I don't really consider that as like crazy factual, even though it probably there was like obviously the neck rings and all that bullshit and lip rings, like like the extended necks and stuff, and so we've always done it, but like if you want to be a gong show, but like they're coming for the kids, and that's where I draw the line.
100%.
And then and quite frankly, they're just stupid. So, well, what you were saying earlier is something I want to comment on. Is like, things have gotten really off the rails because somehow we decided that everybody's opinion matters, and quite frankly, most people's don't, and most people's shouldn't, and then the rest don't. You know what I mean? Like look, they rarely should. Like
the alarming majority should not have an opinion.
No.
Right. And this was so the idea you got to remember, and we were talking about this, I think last week, was the idea is that good numbers tonight, boys. Thanks, Joey. Really appreciate your support, buddy. One of the big things is that like up until a few hundred years ago, the majority of people were either slaves or serfs. Like they were on someone else's land and were told, okay, do the work. Yeah. And they're like, okay, and I'll let you live here. That's it. You know?
See,
hello, who are you? Who are you?
I don't know. If you just come into my classroom and ask me who I was.
Yeah, that's a rude.
Anyways, but you just explained my life. I get to live here and work for free.
I mean, but that's the thing is like, so the idea of ownership, possession, profitability, passive income, like all of these things that people are like, oh, you need this to learn. They weren't considered for what 99% of the population of the world.
Yeah.
Right. Are you guys tall like giants? So we explained a little earlier was that I'm a giant human. So I'm just like a very big person whereas Kyle is a miniature giant. So he doesn't fit in like cars, beds, clothing, shoes.
I was trying to put a shoe on or something.
No,
You're
it's
making fun of my
absolutely horrible.
socks. There's socks I struggle pretty.
Yeah.
Good.
It was quite entertaining. I'll give you that much.
I am 6'6". He is 6'3".
Yeah. Dino is 6'9" and Kyle is 6'11". He's 6'14" actually.
Yeah.
But that's the whole. My God. Well, I mean, you could build an altar. I am 210 centimeters. Jesus. Okay,
so you're taller.
I like it. Look at you. So you got problems too. I like it. Yeah. We're going to be back next week too, so feel free to come by. We're usually on between 7 and 7:30, apparently, randomly.
Yeah.
So please feel free to subscribe to my channel, Kyle's channel, whoever you want. Saw you by pure coincidence, and we appreciate your visit.
All our viewers.
But we like talking about all sorts of stuff. So if there's something you want to talk, so what do you usually talk about? We have been talking about stoicism. We have been talking about life in general. Everything, just our experiences, life experiences, how things go, our feelings, emotions, counsel, whatever you want. We're here to talk about everything.
Yeah.
No, but this is like this. So I was talking about this probably in 2021, 2022, and I was saying how like there's a very good chance that during the pandemic we started a new renaissance. Like that was a legitimate, we'll only know probably in about 20 to 30 years, maybe longer, but there's a very good chance that that was actually happening, right? And now we're seeing this whole shift, and like, man, it's a very you can tell us whatever you want. By all means. We're gonna be here for a little bit longer. Yeah.
Well, but like, I don't have to go, but if viewership's up and we're going, but I do feel like there's some bad on its way. Like the people, our government specifically, is getting a little too proud of themselves and too free with taking everybody's money. That something's going to have to happen soon, and it's going to go very bad.
Well, nothing is saying it's going to be a nice time.
No, it's going to be like, I'm like this because people are going to get sick of this shit.
I mean, ish, but that's fine. Yeah.
It used to be something. But could you ever get what happens if they fucking like crash the plane on 311? How do you you can't call for help? I don't know.
Why? Why would you do that?
That's just fucking. I thought of that the other day. So funny though. So is it not? I don't know.
I forget the comedian that does it, but he talks about a joke how it's like when 9/11 happened, like it was 2 days away from that could have been a whole different experience for the whole world, right? Like because if it happened on 7/11 instead of 9/11, I forget who it was. It might have been Pete Holmes. I forget.
Yeah.
It's a younger guy, but I was like the company 7-Eleven must have been like, I was close.
But like, think about it. What if it was 9/13? You know, like you know what I mean? Like what? Like then it's just September 13th.
Lockdown, and not just.
I agree completely, Cole.
But I feel like that's people have like the involvement of the internet in our lives in general. Cause people to not have the ability to have a sounding board that would tell them, hey, you're an idiot, right? Because they just keep on throwing it out there until someone goes, I agree with you. You're a smart guy. And they're like, I'm intelligent. And you're like, no, you're not. You're an idiot.
Also, but it's also the thought of they get the attention from the hate too, right?
Well, it's that whole idea where like free advertising is free advertising, whether it's good or bad. And you're like,
that's not like attention is attention, whether you're a troll or actually benefit to the person.
100%. I saw that people see my behavior in large, so whatever I do, they remember it more easily because of my constitution. Is it also? Oh,
dude. Whenever I meet somebody that I've met like a second or even third, like, very few times, I'll introduce myself, but rarely do they need it. like I'm remembered, and
Yeah.
it's not like something. I try to be respectful. I don't expect people to remember me. I really don't expect people, and I think Dino can vouch for that. But rarely do I have to, like, they're like, yeah, I know, or they're like, Kyle, like, they know.
So hilariously, just so you understand, is like I only over the last few years have lost 250 pounds. So I was 6'3" and 500 pounds. Now I'm a very sundress worthy 250. It's very reasonable. But that was like, even now, I still stand up because I'm still like as wide as a brick wall, right? So, but yeah, no, it definitely, yeah, that is a shared experience, sir. So welcome, and please feel free to tell us a story. Well, to your point of 7-Eleven, do you remember when we were calling coronavirus, but had to, bro? Do you remember? Coronas were just like on the shelf, and they were like,
so
we didn't do nothing. It was hilarious, bro.
Yeah, that should have been their best.
It is the same, yeah.
That should have been their best sale ever, but like they fucked it up.
Oh yeah,
thought I was the only one.
100%. Yeah, no, you're still young. We're old. Well, Kyle's younger than I am. I'm 1,000.
Well, yeah, Dad.
Yeah. I still like every time I think about my age. That the whole thing came up. Is it true that tall people are more successful? I mean, they're more memorable, right? Like that's holy shit, I forgot about that. You remember? Yeah, but do you remember how like coronavirus, like, okay, what's happening to Kellogg's in grocery stores right now was happening to Corona in beer stores. Like they were just like, it's on sale. You get $15, $20, because Corona was expensive. And now it's not. It is not. Right? Would you guys call yourself successful? I mean, I used to be a real person. Kyle has been more successful now as a not real person than he was as a real person, but there are a whole other slew of issues for that.
I've been okay. If you want, it depends on what you define as success. I have vast career successes that very rarely resulted in great wealth, or at least long-term wealth. Yeah. So, but like I have achieved a lot of things, and on the family front, no.
Yeah, I used to be a financial planner for 15 years. Got a watch, got fired, reinvestigated my entire life. I've been happily married for let me do math, 9 years almost. Together for 15. Like, yeah.
Like, I was like, I've been happily married for 15. I mean, I've been happily married for 5 years and married for 15.
Yeah. It's that was, oh my god, one of the guys from Monty Python was like, I've been happily married for 35 years, and then John Cleese is like, yeah, but to 4 different women, doesn't count. It was like, oh damn, that is
wasn't that just an interview? Like it was just
yeah. That was off the cuff and delicious.
Like, that's like us, right? Like, it's just,
well, that's, yeah, like right now, like, so this is, in all honesty, friend, what we're trying to do is we are trying to become, so we're both comedians as well. Kyle does acting. I have with Kyle's guidance done a little bit of acting here and there, but does height represent difficulty in marriage? I mean, it's a lineup of synchronizing spots, but you figure it out.
Like
if you're over 6 foot,
yeah.
If you're over 6 foot, now's your time to drop your standards and spread your seed.
Although once you're over like 6'5" or 6'3", I think it gets a little more diminished returns. So yeah, we have, but like, I don't know. You're okay. You're good.
It is my time. You may be a slut. That's okay. Listen, we encourage sluttiness here. So that's fine. That's fine.
And at the same time, family unit. I don't. I actually like the family unit more. It's weird how, and it was even interesting because my high school girlfriend, like, well, we were liberal and like punk rock and all, but like it was funny because I'm just like, yeah, I have like I've always had like fairly conservative views on like what's right, wrong, and stuff. But there was I was pretty open to. But the thing is, a lot of it, most of it just applies to me. Like, if somebody wants to, I'm just like, you be you. I don't care. It doesn't bug me. But like,
Correct.
if it's not really like, messing with children, like all those moral standards. But I do apparently have like a lot of more conservative values. So the fact that I finally was just like, all right, you guys are retarded. Like, because it's just like, it's silly. It's so fun. I'm like, you can't form an argument. You just start barking or you turn around. Like, I even saw in the protests, right? There was a Jewish guy who went to the Palestinians and he's telling them, he's like, we teach our children to hate you and you teach your children to hate us. And we need to we need to come together and fucking like stop it all. And then with the great openness and the peace wanting, they protrude. They turned around and ignored him. Yeah. I'm just like, how about you go fuck yourself because you are the problem. And I don't know about you, but I'm like, if I had to wear a mask to a protest, I'm probably not on the right side. Anyway.
Also true. I feel uncomfortable with small girls. Well, listen, you gotta figure out that they're like Polly Pocket. You just fold them and put them in your pocket, save them for later.
No,
but
dude,
you know what you need is what'll get you out of that funk of feeling uncomfortable is you need like a gymnast that'll climb you like a mountain. You'll be like, they're durable. It's fine.
I dated a girl that was
4'11".
Okay, I'm gonna say an adult woman who was 4'11".
Good addendum. Yes.
Yeah. An adult woman. She was she was in her late 20s. So, and
I love that you're like she was well into her 20s.
Well, she was late. No, well, yeah. I'm like, no, she was in her. I made it sound even older as I got through. And then how old I was at the moment, at the time, is inconsequential. But she, and she was 4'11", and it was fantastic.
So that would have been like a foot and a
brief
half.
time.
So what was that difference? Yeah. So
but he's in fucking
1 foot 7 inches. So no, so you're like 6'10", 6'10".
Yeah, I know.
Is
No,
how,
but I'm talking about shit, 11.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're gonna have to start. You know what you need to do is start scouting like
so she would
basketball games, stuff like that. You gotta start watching the WNBA.
Okay, she would have been under
100.
Oh wait, what is that? Wait, sorry, 4'11". She would have been 125 centimeters, and I am 198 centimeters. So yeah there you go.
Toronto will get net W. Yeah, if you're in Toronto, WNBA is gonna come here. You're good to go. Fine, we'll find you a tall girl. You'll be fine.
Oh, they're not attractive.
It's not the point, Kyle. It's about the proliferation of a taller people, okay, across the board.
Hey, I tried.
Mm-hmm. I am from Croatia. All right, then just
I was guessing Netherlands, but
he's Lithuanian. I'm Greek. We both live in Canada. All you got to do is go to Greece. Okay, Greece has a huge basketball league. Go to Greece, jump in. You don't even have to be good. If you are good, we'll ship you over here, and it's still Greece. You're gonna have a good time. Yeah. That's for real. Okay.
Like, when do you ever hear about them in the Olympics?
They beat a few people for basketball.
Well, they created it, you asshole. I was joking.
I thought you were being mean.
Created the Olympics, but in basketball, they're not a good team. But
no, they are now. So they're actually like decimating all over Europe because like it started.
It's like when the Expos were good and then the baseball went on strike. Just destroyed them.
No, because basketball is cheap too, right? Like basketball, you just have 2 nets and a ball, right? Which is the same with soccer.
Well, soccer is the cheapest. That's why it's the most popular. And then you know, Africa has been having a lot of time with his ice rinks, so they're not getting a hockey league anytime soon.
Listen, hey,
white sport.
I am Greek. I will give you strategy. We will find you the woman. Don't worry, okay? Don't be alarmed. Worst case, I will find my nieces and nephews who are tall just for you. It will be fine.
I'm his best, well, at least one of his best friends, and I'm single too, so don't bank on his help.
Hey, you know what? He's been like, they got to be a model and blah, 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 blah. He put too many standards. You got to bring those standards. Yeah, now we're talking. You got to apologize.
We already explained the model thing. They don't need to be models, but they should have the choice.
Y'all imported Giannis, and now y'all are killing it. Chill out. I mean, listen, he is Greek. You can tell by his skin tone, he is very Greek. Okay.
Lithuania won fucking bronze in what 96, I think, and Lisa Kudrow was wearing the shirt on Friends. I used to have one. She wore it. She wore it on one episode. Weared it. What the fuck?
Weared it. Yeah.
Yeah. What is that? I've never said that in my life.
He was born in Greece. He's Greek. Suck it.
Yeah.
And his name is Giannis. Yeah, a traditional African name. Shut it, sir.
I like how he has a problem with this. And it's just like, you know that the hockey team.
No. Greek. Okay.
Cyprus. No, but like you know that it's like I don't know a few years it was like the German hockey team. So the international German hockey team had like the 10 Canadian born players on it. So it's like there's only like 20 something hockey players on a team. So it was like almost half Canadian anyways. Like
yeah,
they're not gonna make Team Canada, right? Like so yeah, I'm like so okay, you got a guy who's like Greek light. I don't know. He still has all the upper letters.
Exactly. Like Giannis is a Pakistani name. Now I got to Google that. That's for sure.
Dude, that's fucking. It's
Giannis.
It's
Origin. I'm pretty sure it's Greek, but now I got to find
like Lithuanian too. Like it's not.
So Giannis is common Greek given name, a variant of Zon in Hebrew, meaning God is gracious. So you're welcome. We give you the gift of everything.
Yeah, like my middle name is Jonas.
You're just kidding. Okay. Yeah. Well, I can't tell. I can barely read. When in Rome, I will stab you, sir. I'll stab you right in the face. No, I don't know the hockey team. I'm American. I follow real sports, bro. I'm gonna put you on the ice, and you're gonna get beat up. Okay.
Even your team had fucking like Brett Hull, who's Canadian. He just chose wrong. Like he wasn't gonna make it, and he was shit anyways. But like,
whatever. Anyway,
yeah, you don't know anything about hockey.
Kyle, you're a Jonas.
I'm the fifth.
Yeah, that's the.
I used to say that on stage. I'm the fourth one that they like was just sad.
He's in charge of the roadies.
The merch table.
Yeah, the merch table. Yeah.
I sell. What do you do for a living? Well, I sell T-shirts with my brother's faces on because I didn't work out.
I mean, that's fair.
So it's like if Mark didn't make if he didn't have his own career and he was just kicked out of New Kids.
Yeah, he would just sell the pictures of his. Yeah, that's fair.
He would sell Donnie's merch.
All right. I'm starting to overheat just because I have a cold. So I'm going to call it. It's nice meeting you too as well. Feel free to stop by. We're here. Subscribe to the YouTube channels if you can, or to the Twitch. We have stuff all the time, so please feel free. And thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Why aren't our names there?
Have a nice what?
Why aren't our names on the thing?
Oh, because they're.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, when you build that thing, have a nice day. And you as well, sir. Enjoy the rest of your day. And everyone, thank you all for watching. We will be back next week. We'll talk about more random stuff and stoicism, but please feel free. Dino the Genetic Moral, Kyle Petrilla, all of the places. Subscribe, follow. You can hunt us down. You wouldn't have a good time, but I'm just saying.
We're hunters too.
We are. Well, how does it feel to be hunted?
I fucking love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's the best movie. Come on. He punches a snake. Greatest.
He kicks a dude with a motorcycle helmet on. He
totally
rides standing.
I mean, it's fantastic. All right, guys. Have a great night. And we'll be back tomorrow with Hammered and Cheese on Cole's channel as well. And he'll be in the comments making fun of us. So it's fine.
True.
So we will see you then. In the meantime, have a wonderful day, guys. And if you want us to talk about something specific, come back and start. All you have to do is be in the comments and tell us what you want us to talk about, and we'll just start talking about it. All right?
I'll finish last week's episode eventually.
Bye, everyone.